guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Likes Books. Okay, I wanted to do a video today because this is my 1 month on Booktube, and I know you guys are probably thinking, who really cares, 1 month on Booktube? But for me, it's kind of a big deal because I didn't really know what was going to happen with all of this when I started it. It's like so funny about things in my life. Like, I always start them off one way and then they completely go another way, or I like think I'm going to do something for like the next 10 years and it only happens for like a month. Do you guys do those kinds of things? Or like I start something and think like it's not going to last very long, and then like a month later I've made like 30 plus videos, and that's what's happened with Booktube. And the other thing I want to mention is that last night I just passed 1,000 subscribers. I was actually like looking on my computer, I was like reading comments, and like I looked up on my dashboard and it said like 1,001 subscribers. Okay, I know to a lot of people this is not that big of a deal, and I know to a lot of other people they're like, oh my god, you should be excited that you have 1,000 subscribers. But let me explain to you why this is a big deal to me. And this is kind of the premise of my whole video, because I wanted to talk about what I've learned in my month on Booktube. And this video is gonna probably go a little bit of a different direction than you think it's gonna go. So anyway, I wanted to say, the reason that it's a big deal for me is that I graduated high school with 660 people. I was pretty horribly bullied through elementary, junior high, and high school. And I know my experience is probably not a whole lot different than a lot of other people. I do a lot of anti-bullying work today with teenagers. I've worked with teenagers all my life. But that number is so powerful for me, not just with the Booktube experience, but with anything in my life. Because whenever I pass 660, and it's usually at 1,000 that I'm like, it goes off in my head, I'm like, 1,000 people like me. Like, that's kind of a big deal to me. I don't know how else to explain it. I don't know if this will make any sense to anybody. But when I grew up in the environment that I felt like the only people that I had around me were my 2 or 3 friends that I had from, you know, late high school on, because I didn't really have any friends in junior high and elementary school. I spent most of that time alone with my mom reading books. Or I would have a random friend here or there, but they never lasted for very long. I was always a weird kid. Like, I never fit in. Like, I don't know why. And I can remember my mom saying to me, I don't understand why you don't have a lot more friends. You know, like, you've gone to school all your life with these people. And I think people just sensed in me something different. You know, they sensed that I was weird and I was different. And I am. I'm a weirdo. I mean, I'll admit it. And you know what? The funny thing is that when I came onto this channel, I was like, I'm going to totally be myself. Like, I am going to 100% be myself. And so what you see on these videos, I mean, that's what you get. I mean, like, that's who I am. Like, I don't compromise. You know, it's funny because I was looking up quotes, and I actually last night watched the documentary on Janis Joplin that's on Netflix called Little Girl Blue. If you guys have not watched it and you like Janis Joplin, go watch it immediately. It is fantastic. And all of my life I have so resonated, or Janis Joplin's life has resonated with me because she just had all these feelings of insecurity and feelings that she wasn't good enough and feelings that she just wanted people to love her. And I have had that all of my entire life. And it doesn't matter, you know, how thin I am or how many likes I get on an Instagram picture or whatever. I seem to always be seeking it, and if I don't get it, it hurts, and I can get 100 compliments, but the one negative comment that I get, it's the one that takes me down. And what's interesting about this, and the reason I'm sharing this, is because 2 days ago I got a comment. Okay, in 1 month, I think I've gotten 3 or 4 negative comments on my videos. Like, somebody the other day gave me a thumbs down on a book haul video. I'm like, that's kind of a weird video to give a thumbs down on. I mean, I don't really care, right? But I mean, don't you think that's kind of a weird video? I mean, like, I don't really have any opinions in a book haul video that you would disagree with, so I'm not really sure what that's about. But anyway, and I'm not crying over it, so don't take that the wrong way. But anyway, I mean, in my month, I'm kind of surprised I haven't gotten more negative comments. I really thought I would get comments like, I can't stand your voice, you're a fag, blah, 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 blah. Because when I did another channel, those were the comments that I got on a regular basis. You know, like, who do you think you are? Yada, yada, yada. And so I've only gotten like 4 or 5 negative comments. And a couple days ago on my A to Z of LGBT books, somebody commented, what the fuck? And so I went to their channel to see what other videos they liked, because I'm a stalker, of course. And it was like all of these like army and sports videos. And I was like, well, why are you going to a video? Anyway, it kind of consumed me for a moment. And then earlier today, somebody tweeted me and they said, you upload far too many videos. really got to me because this was somebody that had like tweeted me some nice things. And I started thinking about it. And I was like, do I upload too many videos? Are people sick of me? Do people not like me? I mean, like it really kind of ate me up. Like, and I'm just being like completely honest, okay? I am putting myself out there into the world. So if you guys think I'm a freak, I'm just being honest. And, you know, I get tons of nice comments and emails every day from people. It totally brightens my day. You guys have made the last month unbelievable for me. I mean, the acceptance that I have received is more than I've received in the last 20 years of my life. But this one comment really got to me. Now, I could address the fact that like YouTubers like Joey Graceffa, who I like, he uploads a video every day of 12 to 14 minutes. Or like PewDiePie, I love him too. He uploads like 1 to 2, 3 videos a day. Some of them are 20, 30 minutes. So he uploads a lot too. He actually makes $12 million a year off of YouTube. So it's obviously working for him. I could point those facts out, which I obviously just did. But the reality is that I make these videos because I like making these videos. I like talking to you guys. I like the comments that I receive. I like the book suggestions that I get. The reality is I don't have tons of people to talk to. I just don't. I have my husband, I have my clients that I see, and maybe 2 close friends. And other than that, that's about it. I don't have tons and tons of people. And so like I love getting on here and talking about things. And you know, I think for me, what was so hard in high school was that I didn't feel like I could be myself. Like I was so hyper conscious of talking with my hands or letting my voice raise up or, you know, do or something, you know, just being weird, just being different, that I never was able to really come into my own and be myself. And then when I was able to come into my own was really when the drinking and the drugs started for me in my life, which ended up being why I got sober when I was 22, because it just, you know, was deep end for me. And I think that's kind of how I dealt with that, which is why I related so much to the life of Janis Joplin, I think, because I think when she was alone or she was lonely, she like needed that acceptance from others. And the last month has been awesome for me. And so last night when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was like, this is a big deal to me. Like 1,000 people out there have watched and liked my videos. And one thing, a lot of compliments, a lot of comments have been just overboard amazing for me. I feel like on a daily basis, I get an email from somebody that will say, I've had the shittiest day in the world. I came home, I found your channel. You totally brightened up my day. I watched all your videos. I cannot tell you how much that does for me. Like it makes me feel like I'm really, I don't know, like a part of somebody's life or I've impacted somebody in a positive way. But let me just tell you, when I started watching Booktube videos 1.5 years, 2 years ago, I like immediately started watching Lainey's videos from Ginger Reads books. And she tweeted me, okay, I have like literally stalked her and Connor O'Brien. I mean, let's just call it out for what it is. I've stalked them because I love them both. But anyway, she tweeted me and she was like, whenever I watch your videos, I get a smile on my face. Okay, literally made my day. The acceptance, the validation that I have received on Booktube in the last month has been incredible. And so to all the people that have sent me messages saying that they wanted to start their own Booktube channel and they're not really sure and they're like apprehensive about it and blah, 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 do it. I will tell you, I have learned so many things and I actually have a little cheat sheet here and I think this is so funny. I hope to God that's the thumbnail I pull up. Anyway, it's so funny because the first thing on here says live an unscripted life and I have a script, right? But anyway, one of the things I've really learned is that you have to do what you want to do. When I started this channel, I said to myself, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be authentic and genuine. And if you don't like me, you don't like me. And if you do like me, you do like me. And what's funny is I was watching one of my videos from last night, or my very first video last night I was watching. That's like putting sentences back together. Anyway, and I was watching it and I was like, oh my God, like I can tell in the video how carefully I'm like watching what I say and is my voice too high and am I talking like this? And then, you know, like, today I'm like totally myself. And you know why? I don't give a fuck. I just don't give a fuck anymore because what I've realized is the more true I am to myself, the more people like me. And how awesome is that? I mean, why did it take me 43 years and a stupid YouTube channel? I mean, it's not stupid, but you know what I mean. A stupid YouTube channel to realize that if I'm myself, people will like me. And the people that don't matter. Why did it take me 40 years to figure that out? I mean, this Booktube channel has been awesome. I love talking about books. I love talking about book hauls. I love that I've spent too much money on books in the last month. But the reality is I have learned some very valuable lessons about myself, and I've got them written down here, so would you like to know what they are? The other thing that's reminded me is that my mom used to always say one thing to me. She used to always say when people would hurt my feelings and say mean things. On my old channel, didn't even have the old channel when she was still alive. But people would send me comments and they'd be like, I can't stand your voice, or you're too girly, or you're a fag, or blah, 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 whatever. And my mom used to say to me, don't value the opinion of those people you don't value to begin with, because their opinion does not matter. And it's really, really true. But that being said, I can receive 100 compliments, and the one negative comment is the one that hurts, or the one that I obsess about. And I don't know why that is. And this Booktube channel has really taught me that I need to pay attention to the positive comments. I need to pay attention to the people that like me, because those are the ones that matter. And the ones that don't, get on. I was gonna put some sunglasses on, I guess, but I don't know. You know, and the next thing I wanted to say was that when I don't like outline and edit, and I don't, you know, like I've talked a lot about editing on here, but I mean editing myself. When I don't edit and I'm totally just the Peter that you would see if you were sitting here on my couch. Can you see this is my couch? Oh, for my 1 month video, I wanted to do a different place. Can you see I'm sitting here? And I was gonna do it over in the middle of the couch, but like right here, if you can see, we have this ginormous mirror, and it would show you how I have the camera all fixed up and stuff, and I don't wanna do that. But you know, like the more that I'm just like myself, it seems like people like me more, you know? And anyway, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about in terms of like books, what I've learned this month. You know, not like things I've learned. I mean, I've learned a lot. Like, you know, I love people that talk about books on here that aren't necessarily the mainstream books to read. Like Adam at Memento Mori, I talk a lot about him because he reads like books that he wants to read. That being said, I also love like the mainstream people that talk a lot about like the YA stuff that I read and all that kind of stuff, because they've actually recommended a lot of books that I would not have known about had they not talked about. So it's been great marketing for me, honestly. I mean, my favorite book of the last month was We Are the Ants, and I saw that on like 3 booktubers, and I was like, oh, I've got to get it. But I was thinking about, you know, like the Anne Frank quote, despite everything, people are really good at heart. Because I think I went into this being very nervous about the negative comments that I would get. And to a month later look and be like, have these glowing comments that people send me, and people asking me the kindest questions and sending me emails and wanting to know about my book. And just all this stuff is just like so overwhelming to me. And it also reminded me of the Janis Joplin quote like last night that I was watching the show. It's at the very end of the movie, and it's her quote that she says, never compromise yourself, you're all you've got. I love that quote, you know? The times in my life that I've compromised myself are the times I've lost out the most. So what I've learned the most is that A, I need to be myself. B, I need to stop caring what other people think or say. And 3, I've learned if you want to do something, go do it. Life is short. I should have started this a year ago. I should have started this 2 years ago. I wish I had just put myself out there and been myself. I mean, what do I have to lose anyway, you know? I wanted to finish this up by a quote, and I wanted to pick a really cool quote from one of my favorite books, and it was interesting because I was like, Hemingway, or, you know, F. Scott Fitzgerald, or whatever. And what I ended up picking is a quote from Julie Murphy's Dumplin', because I absolutely loved that book, and if I start crying, well, you know, that's just me. And the quote is this: I've wasted a lot of time in my life. I've thought too much about what people will say or what they're going to think. And sometimes it's over silly things like going to the grocery store or going to the post office. But there have been times when I really stopped myself from doing something special. All because I was scared someone might look at me and decide I wasn't good enough. But you don't have to bother with that nonsense. I wasted all that time, so you don't have to. I hope you enjoy my videos, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.